Hello everyone, welcome to the video today. Today we are going to look at something called Tsunami Security Scanner, and if you look at it, it's from Google and the whole source code is available on the GitHub and it's open source project. So I was doing some investigation on vulnerabilities and I came up with this. It's actually got released back in July of 2020, and if you read this, what it is, it's a general purpose network security scanner with an extensible plugin system for detecting high severity vulnerabilities with high confidence. Now, who wouldn't like that? I definitely would like to determine if I have a high severity vulnerability because I want to fix it, and I want to have high confidence. I want to minimize a false positive. I want to be sure that if something is getting detected, it's a truly false or truly a true detection, and we are not wasting time on false positives. So you can go and look at the documentation, okay, for more. What is Tsunami? When security vulnerabilities or misconfigurations are actively exploited by attackers, organizations need to react quickly in order to protect potentially vulnerable assets. Okay, as attackers increasingly invest in automation, the time window to react to a newly released high severity vulnerability is usually measured in hours. So that is very important. This poses a significant challenge for large organizations with thousands or even millions of internet connected systems. In such hyperscale environments, security vulnerabilities must be detected and ideally remediated in a fully automated fashion. To do so, information security team need to have the ability to implement and roll out detectors for novel security issues at scale in a very short amount of time. So this is kind of the goal. Uh, Again, the goal, it supports small manually curated set of vulnerabilities. It detects high severity RC, right, type vulnerabilities, remote code execution, okay, which often exploited in the wild. So these are very important vulnerabilities that this scanner is supposed to detect. It generates a scan results with high confidence, we already talked about, and we already said we want to minimize the false positive. And Tsunami detectors are easy to implement, and it also says it is easy to scale, executes fast, and scan non-intrusively. So let's go back to over here. So it says what is the current status? It's a pre-alpha release at the time when we're doing. It's ready for the developer release, and its project is under active development. Do expect major API changes in the future. So what do we need to do? We need at least the nmap, which is 7.80 or better. We need ncrack .7 or better, and then we need what they are suggesting is to test it out. Start a vulnerable application that can be identified by Tsunami, an unauthenticated Jupyter notebook server, and then you spin up that Docker, and then you execute this command, and this is going to download the code for this Tsunami plugin to your local system and execute the quick.start, and that this command will get all the compile all the Tsunami plugins, create the jar, and move the tsunami.yml example config to home Tsunami directory, and print example Tsunami command for scanning a particular server, in this case the localhost. Okay, so what we want to do here real quick, I'm just gonna go to my Azure and test it out. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just start with creating a resource. Maybe I'll just test it in a Ubuntu system. So let's just get a Ubuntu server for this test purposes, and we are, so this is just part very easy. I'm just gonna create a resource group called Tsunami, okay, and then virtual machine, same Tsunami, region east US is fine. I'm not really uh, uh, worried about any other configuration except for the password. I'm gonna use student, then a secure password. Hopefully they match. Yeah, they do. I'm gonna keep the port 22 open so I can get in, and everything else I'm just gonna leave as is, and I'm just gonna create this virtual machine. Once this virtual machine is available, and then let's come over here, the validation is successful, so I'm just gonna hit create. So once this is available, what we'll do, we'll do this. We'll install the nmap, make sure the nmap is available, and do the ncrack as well, and see if we can get to something like that. Uh, it might be easy if you are using it in a Kali Linux box, and possibly they will have both nmap and ncrack already available to you. So while this installation is going on, let's see, we can also find a Kali Linux box. So if we run across any problem, we can try out in a Kali. So Kali Linux is available, so let's get an instance of that one as well. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in the same resource group, Tsunami, and I'll just call it Kali Tsunami. Okay, same thing again. I'm gonna use a password, student, and secure password. Okay, so we got, so other machine got deployed, so I'm just gonna deploy this Kali machine as well, and we'll test it out in both cases. I tried this in my local Ubuntu machine. I ran across some problems that, okay, in this case is saying validation is failed. Why? Oh, I don't have enough regional quota for this deployment. So come back, go to basics, and let's see, let's try to use EastUS2, and let's see if I can deploy some over there. I like EastUS so much, I keep deploying a lot. So sometimes when you have a trial edition or a free edition, they will have limit. See, now the validation is successful. Now I can hit create, and it should create the virtual machine without any problem. Alright, so let's go back to the resource group, and the other machine that we deployed, the Tsunami, should already be available. So let's get to that machine. Let's get the IP address. Okay, let's open a new window. Okay, let's SSH to the machine, and there we go. So we are, so now I'm to provide the password. Hopefully my password is correct. So I'm in that machine. So this is the Ubuntu that we have created. So first thing I want to check if I have Docker installed. It's not, so we need Docker. So let's just copy this command and just install my Docker. It says, I don't know what to look at package Docker. I couldn't find Docker glob. So this is this not connected to any repo. Okay, give me 1 second to troubleshoot, just to show you what I'm doing. I'm just running the sudo apt-get update, so it's updating its repository, and this is the first thing that I want to check if this works. Okay, that's it. Okay, so once you log in, once you deploy a machine, your repository, you just run sudo apt-get update, and once your repository information is updated, run the sudo apt install docker.io, and here, do you want to continue, just hit enter, and it should install the Docker for you. So that's the first thing that I wanted to do, because if you look over here, we will be spinning up a Docker instance in the machine, right? But we need two other things to be present in that machine. So let's look at, while this is going on, what other thing we can do. We can go back to the resource group, and see our Kali Linux is available to us or not. And let's go get into the Kali Linux as well in another command window. So it's so that's Docker is already done. So let's just open this one, and I hope it's not too confusing. So this is your student. Tsunami would be your what is it? That is your Ubuntu machine, and this is the one that I'm logging in, and this is gonna be your Kali Linux. Okay, and the way that you can tell the machine name. Okay, I have the wrong machine name. Okay, so yeah, so now the Kali, you even have a different color here, and it also clearly states that is the Kali Linux. So let's just check if I have Docker available. Again, here I have Docker is not available even inside the Kali machine. Let's see, apt update. Okay, I have to probably do a sudo apt update password for the student again. Alright, so I'm just updating the repo for the Kali machine as well. So let's come back over here. This, I already got the Docker, so if I run Docker, yeah, it's all the commands are now available, so I know that it's got installed properly. So the couple other things we need, I need the nmap. So just I'm gonna run the nmap command, see if it's available. It's not there. It's telling you just run this command to install the nmap. So I'm just going to run it again. Yeah, run and install it. The other thing that I need is the incrack. So let's get that one. Come over here. It's almost done. Come on. Okay, so nmap is done. So you can, as soon as this installations are done, you can always run the nmap command, and it's now all the nmap options are available to you, so you know it's installed properly. Incrack is the other thing that I need. Again, it's not installed by default, so I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to install it. So that's installation should be done momentarily. Okay, so yeah, so it's done. So now you can do incrack again. You see the incrack, all the options are now available. So I have got Docker, nmap and incrack, all three installed within this Ubuntu machine. Now let's go to Kali. We know that we wanted Docker, so let's try Docker one more time. It's still not there. So sudo apt install docker.io. Let's see if that does something. Yeah, it did. So I'm just gonna hit enter again. So now within the Kali Linux, I'm also installing the Docker. Okay, so let it go. So we come back to our Ubuntu and let's continue over here. So now pretty much we met three conditions. We have Docker, we have nmap and incrack in our Ubuntu. So next thing, we're just gonna run and spin up and run this Docker command over here. Again, make sure that you are in the Ubuntu, and let's see, I need to run it with a sudo, and this should start downloading the Docker image, and once it's downloaded, it's gonna spin up an instance of the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so one thing just to remember, once you're done with this testing, just get rid of this Ubuntu, because you are installing a vulnerable version of Jupyter notebook in this particular virtual machine. Okay, so once this is done, let's see what's going on with Kali. It looks like 12% download is done. Kali Linux repository, sometimes it could be a little slow, but it should be done. So let's keep working over here. So this one is ran properly. So we got the newer image is now downloaded, a newer image of Jupyter based notebook latest. Okay, so we got that one. Now this command, I'm hoping that this is successful. This is going to be successful. If it's not, then you will see some error, and I'll tell you how to fix that error. Now let's see if we can just run it. So again, this command, what it's doing, it's gonna tell you it's fetching the source code. So it's really going to the GitHub, and then it downloaded the fetch source code. Okay, then what is this is the it's downloading all the plugins, and then building the Google plugin. Okay, the other thing that you need is the Java home, and which is by default is not installed within the Ubuntu. So what you really need, let's just do install Java is SDK 14 Ubuntu. If you search that, it should be just a sudo apt in. Okay, you know what, so let's come over here and do a Java command here, and let's copy this one, and I need the 14. Looks like, can I go with 14? Let's see if I have anything like that. It's not there, so let's Java path. Let's do one more thing. Java path Ubuntu, and let's just get the command that I need, that I like. Yeah, this is the command I'm looking for. So sudo apt install openjdk -14 jdk. So let's come over here. Sudo apt install openjdk -14 jdk. Okay, so we missed the jdk part on it. It says that this, so most likely this package is not available at the moment. So let's just go with these are all JRE, not the JDK. Let's see how else we can do that. Hold on for a second. Alright, it seems like the 14 is not available from here with the report that we're using, but the 11 is available. So if you do sudo apt install openjdk 11, and now I have it available, I'm just gonna hit enter, and it should be installing the Java over here. So again, if you think we got this and those two packages, we got the Docker, and now we realize that we also need Java, and you need to have the Java home path properly set, and this installation that we started should automatically share the Java path for us. Okay, while this is going on, let's go and see what is going on with our Kali. Okay, so it's just giving us some options. I'm just gonna queue to quit, and then it should continue the installation process. So here we are still installing the Docker. Okay, and with Kali you would expect that both nmap and the other ncrack, both of them should be automatically available to you. Java, I'm not sure if Kali will have a default installation. Most likely they do, because they have a whole bunch of applications that are running on Java. So we'll figure it out in a few minutes. So let's come over here. So again, this is our Ubuntu machine, and here we are now installing Java. So it's 58%. So I'm gonna pause. As soon as the Java installation is done, we should be pretty close to run the last command, and that should give you some output and tell you if you have any vulnerabilities within your system, and we should be able to run the command without any problem. So just give me one more second, I'll be back. Alright everyone, looks like the Java installation is now done. So I'm just gonna do this particular command again, that is gonna download the code and go to the quick_start.sh, and it will spin up the Tsunami scanner for us. So let's just try that. So this time, since now we have the Java installation done, it knows the path to the Java, so it's downloading the code, it's gonna compile and build the application, and then it should start our scan if everything goes well. So let's just kind of watch and see what is going on. It shouldn't take too long to do this, so I'm just gonna watch for it. It may be a little bit boring, but trust me, it's not gonna take too long, because I already tried this build process already. It didn't take too long, maybe 3 minutes or so. So yeah, here right now it's 45% executing, starting the Gradle daemon, um, and subsequent builds will be faster. So there are a few other components that it will be building, but it's telling you, hey guys, be patient. It just takes a little bit to build this Gradle. The subsequent ones, like first one, it took 54 seconds. Now the next one, 7 seconds. What? This one, 6 seconds. So there are a couple more here, and it's just going through all the testing, make sure all the test runs are successful. So they are detecting whether the builds are successful or not. And if you see most tests, they're all green, and it's executing its task, and it's everything looks good so far. And it's other components that they have, it's not taking that long to execute. So okay, so let's, while this is going on, we can also go quickly to our Kali and see. Okay, so this is still downloading the Docker, and it's only 90% progress. Okay, so I'll let it go. I'll continue, and we'll just stick to our Ubuntu machine for now. Okay, let's see what is going on. Okay, so since there's nothing much exciting going on, I'm gonna pause the video now, and once this is completely done, well, actually this one is supposed to download everything and automatically start the scan. So it might be good just to see what is going on and how exactly, at what point we have the scan started. So let's just watch for a little bit. We can reduce this window just a little. Oh, actually the build is successful, right? So it's build successful, 14 actionable tasks, 14 executed. Now they're saying if you want to execute a scan on this particular machine on 127.0.0.1, there's a local host, we need to run this command. So let's just get this one and see if we can run this. Hope for the best, touch wood, and hit enter, and let's see what is going on. Alright, something is going on. Alright, so Tsunami CLI is starting. Okay, starting Tsunami scanning workflow, and this workflow, it needs the port nmap, which we have already installed, so it's using that. So most likely it's you can look at the commands, even what they're trying to run, okay, with the options that they're inputting here. So they're running the scan on our local machine and trying to find any vulnerabilities at the moment. Okay, let's see if it's still running, or is that the end of it. Info executing the following commands. It's executing this command at the moment. So seems like things are going pretty well over here, and I'm going to let it run and go. While it's running, the scan is, so right now is going on. Okay, so it's that simple. So you just have to prepare your environment, and once your environment is ready, you got Docker is really not needed. Docker we created so we can spin up that Python Jupyter version that is vulnerable, but you need the other things. You need the nmap and ncrack and Java for this application to compile and execute. And then the execution is pretty simple. For other host, you would think that instead of providing the local host, you'll be passing the IP address, right, to figure out the command that you ran. IPv4 target. Okay, so here you have target as 127.0.0.1. If you want to scan something else, you will be providing a different IP address for the machines that you are allowed to scan in your own network. Okay, so I'm just gonna let it run for a minute and pause the video. Let's check this. Yeah, so the Docker is still going on, so nothing to talk about on the Kali Linux just yet. So let's just stick over here on the Ubuntu. So just to let's do to give you. So what we have done, we have deployed uh, Ubuntu 18 VM on Azure. We installed Docker. We install nmap. We install crack. I think it's just crack. Just double check. Crack. Okay, so we really installed the latest version, so we don't have to worry about the version right now in crack. And then we installed Java, and then that's it. Then we are just running and started the scan. Okay, so that's on the Ubuntu side, and I'm gonna pause the video at this time and let the scan done. And once the scan is done, we'll look at the report and see what is going on. And if you actually come over here, let's see, the scan results output format is JSON, and it is looks like the output file name is temp tsunami output JSON. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit and get it finished. And once the scan is done, we'll go and take a look at the report. All right, I'm gonna pause the video of the Tsunami scan, and we'll be back. All right, everyone, I'm back, and it looks like the Tsunami scanner has finished scanning the vulnerability. And I'm just looking just a little bit over here. Tsunami scanning workflow traces, port scanning phase, all of that, vulnerability detection phase, and looks like it has gone through, and it found that port 8888 where we have the Jupyter vulnerable version is running. Then detected vulnerability number of is saying 1. So if you have more vulnerabilities, you probably it would identify more. And it looks like vulnerability detection, they have different plugins, and it's look like here you have the WordPress install page detector, Jupyter exposed UI detector, Jenkins exposed UI detector. All of those plugins, they got executed. And let's looks like where is the detailed report? Info archive data of the file system is here. And Tsunami, and it took about 13.34 minutes to get everything done. So that's it. So we can quickly take a look at this file as well to see what we have as an output in this one. So let's go and do a less on that, and let's see if I have anything in that. Okay, so there we go. So we do have an scan status. It's a JSON output format, so it's telling you which IP you have scanned, what port you found the problem, and what is it running. And here's the vulnerability details. Severity is the critical vulnerability, and the title is the Jupyter notebook exposed UI. Description: Jupyter notebook is not password or token protected. So that's a critical vulnerability that it has identified in our machine. It's running 8888. Just remember, although we are running this port is not accessible from the outside because we have not opened the port in our NSG. So if you go to the virtual machine and try to get to this port using the IP that I have shown, you will not be able to connect it. But that's what it is. You have a nice report over here that you can parse, format it the way you like, and you have an excellent scanner, Tsunami scanner from Google, that you can use for identifying critical vulnerabilities or very high severity vulnerabilities with very high confidence. Okay, so that's, we can end the video here, but we just want to look at the Kali Linux just very quickly. It looks like it's Docker, it's still getting installed. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit more. I will not perform a full scan maybe on that one. So all I needed to check on this one, I want to make sure you have Docker installed. That was not there, but the other two dependency like nmap and the incrack should be already available within this Linux machine. And as soon as we verify that, we also verify that our Java is available here in this Kali, we can stop the video. So give me one more second and hopefully we can end the video. By the way, while you are waiting, if you like the video so far, just give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you wanna leave your comments to how you like the video, please do so that I can improve the videos that I'm doing next time. Thank you. Alright everybody, looks like my Docker is now installation is done in my Kali machine. So you see that all the commands are available. And let's see, in map we should not have to install it because this is Kali. I should have available this, and it is. In crack, this is also available. So you pretty much everything. What about Java? Let's look at Java. If Java is available, yeah, Java is also available. So for if you're using Kali Linux, you do not really have to go through all the setup that I have done for the Ubuntu machine, except for the Docker. And Docker you really need to spin up the vulnerable version. So you are really ready. If you really want, you can just go over here and run this Docker command in Kali. And let's go over here. We probably, yeah, it's probably still looking for a sudo, so let's come back and just run with a sudo. What happened? Sudo cannot connect to Docker daemon. So Docker daemon is actually not running. Anyway, so what you can do, you can now when you have the Docker available to you, you can just go through the same two level of command, this and the other one. This one will spin up this vulnerable version, and this one should be able to get you download the code and start the scan. So yeah, it's going on and downloading. So I'm not doing the troubleshooting on the Kali Linux machine because I have already shown you, and I don't want to waste any more of your time. But this is how easy it is to use this scanner that is coming from Google, and it's highly promising. So just play it in your own environment, and all publicly available Tsunami plugins are hosted in a separate Google Tsunami repository. So this is kind of important. So if you really are looking for a particular plugins, you should come over here and take a look at all the different plugins that they are currently supporting. And this plugin is what is gonna make this product valuable. So more plugin support and quicker plugin support for the critical vulnerabilities, and you'll be able to use this product to look for the vulnerabilities and have very high confidence that you are detecting true problems in your infrastructure. So hopefully this video was useful. So just play it out and see, and just let me know how it works for you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.